Now this morning, I went to an estate sale. Like I said, it was a really good estate sale. A small house, older lady. Excuse me. I don't know if you're like me, you walk into these houses and you think I'm going to find some jadeite, or I'm going to find something, you know, hazel atlas, something. There wasn't. I think the family went through and picked out what they wanted. And the family did go through on some items and looked up eBay prices, and they were charging eBay prices. They had a whole table in the kitchen that was nothing but salt and pepper shaker combinations. They already had them in Ziploc bags, and they wrote prices on the outside. Salt and pepper shaker sets for like $10. Some of them were $20. I don't know about you, but I can't make a profit selling that. So I had to bypass it. Some things were really good price. Some things were just too expensive for me. Now, the first thing I picked up, and I don't know about old houses or it's a lighting time of day. Lighting sometimes is not good, or either I was just going through there too fast. I was too happy to get into this place, and I didn't really pay attention. I saw this when I walked in the front door. You were in the living room. They had some older furniture. I didn't ask about it, but they had tables lined there with knickknacks and candle holders, all kinds of stuff. This was $1. I picked it up, and this is, you know, when you first see that first thing, you're like, maybe this is going to be a good sale. It was, don't get me wrong. There was just some things that I just couldn't afford to buy. So I bought this for resale. It is a piggy bank. That's that kind that you're going to have to break. If you put any money in it, you're going to have to break it to get it out. And I'm thinking maybe somebody did put money in it and then shook it to get it out, because there's a crack. I'm thinking it's just in the glaze because it is solid. I wiped it trying to hope that it was maybe a stain, but it's cracked in the glaze. And he's got a little chippy thing, I think, on this ear, maybe a little chip. I haven't taken the tag off. I'm pretty sure it's probably a Japan piece, but it was $1. Cute little piggy bank. So I don't know, we'll try to sell it, see if something happens. That was the first thing I picked up. Second thing I picked up was these. This is just for decoration. These were $1 together. They're little, I guess Marie Antoinette, little Victorian looking frames. The glass is almost concurved a little bit, sticking out. They were $1 for both. They're made in Italy. And it actually has the original sales tag on one of them. So I thought those were cute. They have their little hangers. I'm thinking about the bathroom. Then, let's see. I picked this up. This is going to be a project piece. It's a $2 rabbit made in China. There's nothing really special about it. But I'm thinking paint it eggshell color. I have some chalkware. This is more of a bisque feel to it. Paint it the chalkware and then antique it and then seal it. I'm thinking. But anyway, he's a cute little guy. $2 for him. $2. So I went to the kitchen. They didn't have a whole lot of, I love going in the kitchens and seeing old stuff. They didn't have a lot of the old stuff. It was more newer pots and pans, serving trays, or either clear glass, which doesn't really appeal to me either. Anyway, the one thing that I did get in there were these. These were $1, taped together. They had masking tape on a lot of stuff. Now they had a couple of them that were not really special. This one, I think it's stainless steel made in China. It's just a metal serving spoon. This one, actually, I didn't notice it until I looked at it again when I took everything loose. It has the atomic little spots on it. Atomic starbursts, whatever you want to call them. This one is Taiwan, stainless steel Taiwan. You can see how it's cut. I like it. We can use these just in the kitchen. Now, what I did pick it up for was the pie servers. And there's a spoon in here as well. It's just like that tomato server that I showed you a while ago. This says W.M. Rogers on the back as well. AI Plus, Oneida. You can see the handle. See if I can get it into the light. And then the way it's cut, it's just fancy for a serving spoon, a slotted serving spoon. You know, this is what we have now. This is what they had then. So silver plated. And then this pie server is really flimsy. And they look like they've been lovingly used. This one says Tudor plate, I think. Oneida again, community. It's a plain handle. Doesn't really have a whole lot of decoration on it. But it has been beat up a little bit. You can see it. It's kind of warped. Now this one, I believe my mother has one like this. That's a little shiny. I wish it was a little more tarnished, like in here. Has been used and taken care of. But it says King Edward's silver plate, and it has a little, I don't know if you can see it, a little crown on the back. But my mother, I'm pretty sure she has one just like this. But that was the reason I bought this set. And they were $1. They had other silverware sets, I think, in the shed for 20 bucks. I didn't want the whole set. So I went into a bedroom, and one of the ladies there, I guess it was her mother's house, and she said that her mother was not really ambulatory, mobile. She liked to do Afghans, and there were piles of Afghans. I'm not a big fan of Afghans. But she said everybody got Afghans for Christmas, birthday. They had piles of them themselves, so they were trying to get rid of these. They had this stack, and they had it taped together. That's why I probably would have left it had I been able to look at them individually. It was $2 for this little stack of linens, and I am a sucker for antique linens, vintage linens, and I really need to stop. But this was on top. It's just a regular terry cloth little rag, but someone needle pointed tulips on it, and all this needs to be washed. This is a pillowcase. I didn't know this. I thought this was all just hand towels or something. This is just an antique pillowcase, and it has been used, really used. If you can look at the needle point on it, some of it is missing. They have used it so much, some of it is missing. This, as you can see, is being torn off. It is stained. It is discolored. It has rips in the back side. I don't know what, if anything, I could use this for. But it was in the pile. This was really what I wanted to get out of the pile. And it is so stained. It's almost like the color of the fabric. But it has this needle point with the chickens. And I like the color of the little stripe. I don't know if I can show you well enough. The grain of that. It's not a really, really soft cotton like flower cotton sacks. It's really a little bit rougher. But that was the reason I picked it up, was because of the chicken on the front. And it had 2 more of these, and I don't know if these are supposed to be napkins or tissues. They're really small to be napkins. But I don't know why. I've never seen handkerchiefs with this on it, I don't think. It is needle pointed. Both of them are the same. They've got, I think somebody's pulling up. They've got little, both of them are the same. They've got little stains on them, or little spots on them that probably will come out in the wash. And someone is pulling up. So we'll try again. We'll start over where we left off. That was my mother. She was out riding today, and she got bored, so she was bringing bread that they haven't eaten at their house. She brings it here because the chickens once a day maybe get a slice of bread. So she was bringing bread and going to town and get some gas. Anyway, hopefully I'm going to be able to remember where I stopped and not repeat the same thing 2 or 3 times. I think we did that rabbit, the pig, those. Anyway, I picked this up inside. Hopefully I won't get you too bad. $2 for this. It was on the wall. You can hang it lengthwise or height, whatever you want to say. I do like the detailing on it. I don't know that this is wood, it may be plastic. I'm not sure, but I do like the beveled glass, and it is heavy. So this probably will not stay this color. It might get painted. Anyway, $2 for that. Now these, I think I picked these up on probably my last trip through the house. Like I said, they had salt and pepper shakers in another room that were quite expensive. But these were on the knick-knack table in the front room, and I got them the second go round. I probably saw them the first time and just went over them. But this time I stopped and looked a little more. This is one of them. You can see it has almost like a tiara glass or sandwich glass, not sandwich, tiara glass feel to it. It's got a little raised flowers. I don't know if you can see it that well. Anyway, the top of it is really not in great shape. You see the dent? It's really, really thin metal. I'm thinking about cleaning this up and just adding it to my collection. Right over there is an egg carton or an egg crate, an old wooden egg crate, and it's got a few clear salt and pepper shakers. So I might add that to that collection. This one was the other one in the bag. Surprised me. With the color of green, I thought it's just probably some glass, God knows when. But it actually glows. It does glow. It's maybe a depression glass. I don't know. I'm not really big on depression ware. Never have been. It's not etched, but it does have a molded look to it. Molded design. The lid's in good shape, but you can tell it is original. Glows. So these were in the bag together for 50 cents. I will definitely keep the clear one. May try to sell the green one if somebody wants one salt and pepper shaker. Now, I don't know if I've already done this. If it is, we'll just have to clip this out of the video. In one of the sheds out there, they had guy stuff. And even though my husband was too lazy to get up and go with me this morning, I did think about him. And I bought a couple of things for him. I try to keep him tools so I can keep him busy. Anyway, I know whenever I go and I see tools, if I see Craftsman, I grab them up, especially when they're a quarter a piece. And this was in the box that says quarter a piece. This is a Craftsman 10 millimeter wrench, open-ended wrench, and then a ratchet. It's a Craftsman ratchet. Let's see if I can get it in here. Anyway, these are a quarter piece. So they had these sockets there, and I called them. I said, do you need a set of sockets? These are not special. These are like made in Taiwan. They're not Craftsman. But I'm hoping that they'll just be good enough, because he keeps the set in his work truck, his personal truck, out in his shed. If he loses these or breaks one, it's just not going to be that big of a heartbreak. And then the last thing I got him was this. I did call him about the sockets, and when I had him on the phone, I asked him, this is $5 for a brand new pry bar. My dad has always built or torn down something. And so I knew what this was. I know how you use it. You know, you pry up nails, put that under the head of the nail, hit it with a hammer, pry it up. Same on that end as well. It has a pry in there and there. Brand new, none of the paint's even chipped on it. So $5, I picked that up for him. He said I didn't think he had one, so I picked that up for him. So I got that in the shed for him. I don't think I covered these yet. These will be for sale. One of the sheds, they had homemade stuff. This was taped together. These were 50 cents taped together. They had a couple of other ones, but I thought these would probably be built better. They are Miller Studios 1970. This one has its little hook on the back. This one does not. And then it has a hook here where you can hang something from them. So those will be for sale. And my husband's home. I can hear his truck. This was also in the shed. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to use this or not. I wanted to use it for cooking. But you can see it's got a big hole right here. I didn't see that to begin with. And here it's got a spot where it's been nicked and the glaze is compromised, so stuff gets underneath the glaze. I didn't know these things came with lids, but they do. It says ovenware, made in the USA, number 7. And then the lid is right here. It was $2 for the set, so I grabbed that up, walked around with it in my hand. What else? Now, these two things I found in the house. This one is from my mother, so I'm not going to tell you what the price is, and I've taken it off. It's a really, really good sturdy wooden frame. Has a hanger on it already. It was hanging on the wall when I took it off. And it says, a mother is someone you cherish because of the rich love her heart conveys. It's a needlepoint. Like I said, this lady was an Afghaner. She needlepointed. She does a lot of linens, stuff with linens. So anyway, I'm sure she did this. But I thought that was pretty for my mother. Mother's Day is coming up. So there you go. on the off chance that she watches this. I don't want to tell her how much I paid for it. This was in one of the sheds as well. And I had to wipe this down. Let me see if I can get this there. I think we're trying to avoid the lights. The lighting outside, it's kind of overcast. We're supposed to get rain today, but I don't think we're going to. So I'm trying to use my my light up here as well, our dining room lights. This was $5. This I had to wipe down because it had a little bit of mold, one of the corners. It did have a string on it, but the string had broken and it was really old. It was easy to just pull off. But I like this. I already know where it's gonna go. So those came out of the shed. Well, this came out of the shed that came out of the house. And then one more thing that came out of the house was this. It's a raincoat. It's really thin raincoat. It's an LL Bean. It's extra large. It fits me. I know it'll fit my mother, and I'm thinking about giving it to her. It was $5 for that, not for Mother's Day, just because she might need it. And it's LL Bean. You can't really walk away from LL Bean for $5. So I think that's it. Everything but what I got at the church rummage sale, which I'm not proud of. So we're gonna leave that away. We'll leave that alone. But thank you for watching. Hopefully this will go up tomorrow night, Sunday night, if my husband gets to it. And we'll see you the next time.